Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera and HBAR. So let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here from Zepsi. So we do see as the world dives further into the world of fake news, deep fakes, and uncertainty, people will be naturally drawn to anything that promises more trust. It is an absolute necessity for a stable existence. Bullish on Hedera HBAR, the trust layer of the internet. Now, I will say, as we take a step back and we actually look at a lot of these companies building out on Hedera, I think a lot of people lose the idea on why these companies are actually building out on Hedera. It's not just because of the speed, the low cost, things like that. It's also because of that trust layer, that ABFT. Now, I think that this is something that is very, very bullish for Hedera long term, because as we look at the trust of a lot of these networks, and as we even look at the digital economy that is essentially being built, trust is going to be extremely crucial. It's going to be crucial for the future of Web3. It's going to be crucial for the future of the digital economy and even the digital revolution that is happening within many sectors and industries around the world. Now, as we also look at this, I do want to talk about a few things actually happening. So one, Envision, right? So Envision blockchain is something that's very, very large, especially for the Web3 space. But we do see Hedera Guardian Community MGS Beta V3 is going live overnight. And we do see we make it easy and secure to create emission offset and REC tokens. Watch the demo of the new MGS Beta V3 with the self-custody MGS Vault working with Hashpack app to create a user profile on Hedera mainnet. Now, I will say, this is a great example of a project that is disrupting real world applications and companies, but also tying it right back to the trust layer aspect. I think the trust layer is exactly what's allowing a lot of these things to come to fruition. Now, Envision blockchain, this has been one that I've been personally watching for so long, just because of the major ties to it. I mean, look at some of these companies that they are working with. These are extremely large companies. And again, here we have the blockchain networks we build on. Hedera is not the only one, but I am very excited for what's happening within the Hedera ecosystem from Envision blockchain, aka the Guardian service. That is a big one. And I do think that this is probably going to be one of the biggest things that pretty much gets mass adopted from government entities, companies, etc. So very bullish on that, but also Avery Dennison. So Avery Dennison is the one, this is the big one that is transacting on Hedera right now, boasting massive amounts of transactional flow. But we do see from Avery Dennison, we're excited to introduce DPP essentials in our Atma.io spring 2023 release, a new dedicated digital product passport DPP module ready for use today that will help brands prepare for the upcoming EU legislation. And yeah, this is very large, especially for the digital economy. But let's take a look real quick. So we do see Avery Dennison's Atma.io adds new chat GPT and AI features to help manage billions of items across its connected product cloud. Very big. We do see Avery Dennison Corporation has today announced the latest updates to its Atma.io connected product cloud, which is helping brands transform their supply chains. The platform now manages over 28 billion items for brands across the apparel, retail, food, and healthcare sectors. This is huge. I'm very excited for this because, again, this is that product suite that is already transacting on Hedera, and now we are seeing it expand, upgrade, and essentially evolve. I'm very excited for this, and we do see a few quotes down here. So we do see the goal of using AI technologies, including ChatGPT, is to increase efficiency by reducing the time people need to spend on repetitive manual tasks. Today, sourcing and supply chain managers spend a significant amount of time chasing information via email, typing out repetitive inquiries and follow-ups. With our generative AI, we are helping to speed up this process significantly while maintaining the trusted human connections among partners in the supply chain. Very cool. And by the way, I want you guys to understand that as Atma continues to expand and evolve, this is going to allow it to also scale with transactions. I mean, 28 billion items, that is no joke. But we do see down here that A new dedicated DPP Essentials module for digital product passports will help prepare firms today for the forthcoming EU scheme, which will begin from 2026 across batteries, textiles, and consumer electronics. Atma.io captures and manages the key data this legislation is expected to mandate, including raw material insights, product certificates, and the carbon footprint. The platform allows brands to selectively share this data through a DPP Essentials template directly with consumers for better storytelling around environmental credentials, as well as tips to extend the life of products through repair, reuse, and remanufacture. So this is awesome. And it sounds a lot like this going forward on in time is going to have a lot of impact on transaction flow, even adoption. Very excited for this. And they're already ahead of the game because this is going to begin in 2026. They're already ahead of the game by 3 years. And we do see down here in the last year, we have added an additional 6 billion items to the platform and also announced key partnerships with organizations including SAP, Wiliot, and also Hedera, enabling brands to transform the efficiency and sustainability of their global supply chain. So incredible. Love to see it. And like I said, the expansion of Avery Dennison continuously, evolving. Very bullish for Hedera and the transactional flows. But now I want to talk to you guys about the digital revolution, an opportunity for all, going all the way back to 2021. So this was talking about, discussing the overall update to society that we are seeing. Mainly, I would say that this has been mainly centered on enterprises, right? And we do see, according to an Everest Group study, 73% of enterprises failed to realize sustained returns on their digital investments. Now, again, with this, we already know that so far, enterprises that have been choosing to invest in distributed ledger technology, they've been extremely happy. Their workflows have been becoming digitized, and we are starting to see efficiencies really shine from that. But we do see frequent business interruptions and economic inflations are fueling newer business opportunities, leading organizations to create, process, and manage newer data sets or assets. It's critical that the quality of such data is trustworthy in making effective decisions. Now, this last quote here, again, being able to trust what is happening as well as being able to see things that are happening is key. With Hedera, for example, we focused on track and trace initially on going all the way back to 2021. I think that was probably one of the biggest things to focus on because today, more than ever, with data itself, it's hard to track and trace things, but also data, having tokenized data, for an example, is a huge step in the right direction to allow these enterprises to truly embrace and harness the power of DLT to allow for a much more efficient workforce around their companies. And they even do mention AI down here. They talk about the transformation that's happening with AI. And by the way, remember, this is from 2021. This is before AI even became the big thing. But now AI is bigger than ever before, and I love to see things happening around the AI scene with even Avery Dennison because, again, it shows just the power, if embraced correctly, AI could bring to, we'll say businesses, the supply chain. I mean, everything will be disrupted by AI technology. And I'm very excited for this because I think that this combined with DLT is a recipe for incredible growth. But also, remember, this is on par with the digital smart cities. 1 year ago, when we go back to this article here, this is with FBOS, they revealed plans to power Australian smart cities with blockchain tech. And this was with Hedera. Now, from here, we also did see a few updates from the Hedera team going back to October of 2021. Just at the end of 2021, we do see if we consider smart cities require a new type of financial plumbing that supports all of the services and are most likely based on DLTs. Then we must consider the type of digital currency they will use. Now, within this does break down a few things around blockchain technology. There's a few great quotes as well in this, which I will get to. But one that I want to really talk about with this is the efficiencies around these smart cities. You cannot have smart cities running on Bitcoin or Ethereum or networks like that, or I should say they can't really be intricate parts of these smart cities. When we look at this, right? One, there's a big center on data. Data is a big one. Now, we also do see in Singapore, one of the world's most densely populated cities, sensors are used to digitally collect data on traffic volumes and pedestrian activity. The data is then transmitted to agencies for analysis to decide on the appropriate actions, both in terms of real-time flow redirection, but also for policy and planning improvements. Now, this this is very interesting because as we do look back in time, one of the biggest projects building out on Hedera was Neuron, right? Which Neuron was going to utilize a lot of sensors that were collecting data, and it was all utilizing Hedera because guess what? Their main argument point was Hedera is the only network that is capable of doing so with its scalability. Mind you, as we look at these digital cities, these smart cities, all of these smart cities are going to have to embrace technology that can allow for this type of scalability that could be there and could be extremely efficient. That's why when we look at these cities, really what you need to take a step back and think is, well, what network is efficient enough to power these? Well, when you look at it, it's going to be the next generation DLTs that are extremely efficient, that are essentially the plumbing of these cities. And I do believe that as we look at these networks, Hedera could very well be that, because as you go back in time and you look at the energy efficiencies, you look at the costs associated with, you look at everything around it, it truly is one of the, if not it is the best network to utilize for high scalability use cases, especially if you are looking at sustainability, cost, and scalability. And again, I think that this is what we are going to see next, is these major steps towards these smart cities. And I think that this is going to be a very large use case advantage, especially for Hedera, because they've already been preparing for it since all the way back in 2021 and even beforehand. And I think that this is something that everyone should be looking at, because this is going to be a huge area of opportunity for these extremely efficient DLTs. And we already know that Hedera is focused on a lot of digitization. We even do see over here, this is with decentralized identities. This is bring credibility to identity credentials, issue, verify, and revoke identity credentials for subjects and devices. Again, centered on IoT to scale it. The Hedera Consensus Service can scale to support high volume device identity use cases. Again, this is the big one that I've always focused on with Hedera. Like, a lot of people make a joke about Hedera because, you know, price action, this, that, whatever. But when you take a step back and you actually look at the technological advancements of Hedera compared to any other network, you know, it's night and day. It truly is night and day. And even recently with this update, which I did talk about in a recent video, with that decentralized digital identity that they were talking about, you know, boasting 850 million people that could possibly benefit from this. This really got me thinking about these smart cities, about what Hedera has already been focused on for so long. And it truly does make me think that at the end of the day, guess what is the best suited network and project for all of these incredible use cases to really bring the Web3 world to life? It's Hedera. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.